I was just finishing my breakfast, which, Quest, oh my God, everything they make is fucking amazing. And they have new cookies. 15 grams of protein with coffee. It's fucking amazing. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about my breakfast, which I do know that it's like 1 o'clock. This is how I roll. Anyway, but what I want to talk about right now is the recent eclipse. What happens during eclipses is that there's a disruption in the flow of energy, and it's kind of like it goes void. So the normal kind of patterns that we're just kind of using this energy to get through and to heal and to grow and to live life, like it's just kind of a constant pattern, right? But when an eclipse happens, it's like there's a cut there, and so what occurs is like this opening or this space, this void. And what can happen is if you're doing your work, or if you've done some significant healing work, you can kind of hit that current, and what happens is what's called a timeline jumping. So this is going to get all into quantum mechanics and quantum physics and shit, but basically reality exists in a multitude of possibilities. We are surrounded by potentialities. So if you know anything about quantum mechanics, there's something called the string theory and the particle wave theory. Basically, what those things say is that everything exists simultaneously at the same time, and it depends on what you focus on as to how those realities collapse, and that is the reality that you live in. I really don't have time to go into it, although I really want to, but I have a client soon. So the point is that it depends on what you're focusing on in terms of how you create your reality. And through these eclipse portals, you can bypass certain frequencies or certain potentialities by kind of hitting this current and jumping forward into a different kind of timeline. What that has created is a lot of people feeling like they hit some kind of time warp over this past weekend, maybe a few days leading up to and continuing from the eclipse. And now they're on the other side, and it's like, okay, this isn't fitting, that's not fitting, these people, that situation, this relationship, that job. It's so starkly, it's almost like what the fuck? Like you're just looking around you being like, who are these people? Or who is this person? This thing I realized about this relationship. Sorry, that's my cat butt. The way that, like, it's kind of like just kind of waking up and realizing that you're on the other side of something and people didn't make it with you. Ugh. If you're having trouble kind of going through this feeling of ungroundedness or panic or distress, it's very common, it's very normal, and it's from what will help is if you kind of agree to release it, because the panic and the struggle is from holding on to it. You're holding on to something that has not made it with you across the jump. And to find more peace, opening your hands and just letting it go where it's supposed to go. If it didn't make it with you, then it wasn't vibrating on your level. And if you've done a lot of work, then you are going to be vibrating on a different level. Hitting this eclipse just sped things up, essentially. you're getting to where you're going. If you're working in love and in light and you're doing your healing work, you are meant to evolve. You're meant to step further into your divine identity. If you are surrounded by people, or you have people in your life that are not doing that, or they don't prioritize that, and I'm not saying they have to be in therapy and going, you know, but they're not following their heart. They're not going to come along with you, and sometimes that can be very painful. So so many people right now are struggling with this. This one was a big one. This eclipse was a big one. It has affected so many people with the same types of things. Like it's very emotional and very sad, and kind of some grieving about, like, maybe you realize something about a close friend or a relationship that was toxic, or it's almost like a blinding light, like it's just hit you, like, oh God, this is not what I thought it was. And this is and it's you know, this is being divinely guided. So if you're struggling with this, you know, I'm sending you so much love. And just take care of yourself. Know that this is divinely orchestrated. You are being held and supported. And I gotta go. All right. Love you.